Well, good morning. So it's Monday again. Oh, Mondays. That's okay. It's a good Monday so far, anyway. Just got it up here in the truck. Got my stuff loaded in. Uh, just got minutes after 5 o'clock, and I'm always anxious to check out my dispatch for my Monday morning. So I got logged in, and it says going up to Roseburg, Oregon with a general merchandise (GM) trailer, first truck. Drop that, grab an empty, and then on up to Hermiston. So, well, today will be a good day then. So, not a lot of activity, but what is it? 282 miles to the Roseburg store, and then I think it's like 360 or something up to Hermiston. I think it's 360. Hard to remember all these miles, you know. Nope, I got it. 360. So 360 miles up to Hermiston. So doing the math on that, yeah, probably not going to be making it. Probably not going to be making it today, which makes sense. If you travel up the I-5 from Red Bluff and then, up by Portland, you cut over to go to Hermiston, there shouldn't be enough time to make it in an 11-hour drive day. So I'll pull into Hermiston sometime in the morning, tomorrow morning, with the majority of my hours. And I guess we'll be running around up there this week. Check out some Washington and Oregon. So I'll keep you updated. I'll be back. So as a truck driver, one of the tools you need, and it may seem odd, but you need it, is one of these. And the reason why is because I know California is not the only place that has the bridge law. Try not to break it. Bridge law meaning that the axles need to be a certain distance from the rear of the trailer. Well, you can't always rely on these things. Just, it's just not a good idea. So you want to go to the furthest point, which in this case, it's this right here. Some of these trailers aren't that way. And then you want to see where the 10-foot mark. So this one's correct. But they're not always correct. I found them incorrect plenty of times. And like I said, there's other states that have a bridge law. It's different lengths, but it's just a ticket you don't want. So these are cheap. Just get one, throw it in the truck. Okay, made it to the Roseburg store. Pretty tight store. Usually you hope nobody else is here, so it's not a big hassle. One of the biggest problems is what's happening right behind me here. It's one of those stores where there's just constantly cars going in front of I'm right here in front of the docks, and you have to pull out in front of all those people to back in. And it's the type of store where you got to drop your trailer and then hook onto one, pull it out of the door, park it somewhere, which I use this just up next to the building, and then try to get everything swapped around best you can. So there's enough room to move around here, but could just pull in over there by the dumpster and do it. Generally, I just pull up here and figure out which one's empty, pull in front of it, pull the empty out, put it over here, and then back mine in. This store was my first store of the week. Back in the day, we had a thing called first store of the week, or your first store of the week, and we'd always go to that store on your first day out. And so I had this for like 6 months or something. So every Monday I'd come here and do this swap around, do all this stuff. And anyway, so I left here one day, and down here at the stoplight, you have to turn out, at a stoplight, make a right turn. And a lot of times when you turn the light, if it turns green for the cross traffic, then they're on it, man. They're all like right there. So you you got to kind of figure, is that light going to turn green or not? You know, because you're making a right turn on a red light. And one day I came out of here and I made a right turn, and I was almost done with my turn. I was all the way out to the center island and getting ready to, my back of my trailer was clearing the curb. And the light turned green, and so everybody had to wait a second. It was nothing, really. I didn't think much of it. This is like over 10 years ago. I don't even remember who the safety guy was at the time. But I get pulled into the safety officer like, hey, we got to ask you some questions. I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know if I did anything wrong. And they were like, well, what happened at the Roseburg store? Well, I went there and I got an empty trailer and I left. Nothing out of the ordinary happened? No, nothing happened. And I'm just sitting there puzzled going, what happened? Did I run somebody over by accident and didn't know about it, or what happened? And they go, well, somebody called, a woman called, and she said that you had pulled out into the intersection against the red light when they were fully green, which was totally not true. And the traffic went everywhere. There was people slamming on brakes, smoking tires, crossed up, into other lanes and the whole thing. And I'm like, really? Wow. And, at the time I was really offended by the whole thing. I'm like, what the heck, man? Why would somebody lie like that? Because it's totally not what happened. Nothing happened, really. And, but this woman just made a huge deal out of it, how I just made a pandemonium into in the intersection. I go, hey man, ain't none of that true. That's just not true. And so anyway, he's like, well, we don't have any proof. Otherwise, she's the only person that called. I mean, really, there's nothing we can do except for just tell you about it and see what you have to say. And I go, well, what I have to say is that's all not true. They go, okay, that's fine. That's it. You're not in any trouble or anything. But it made me realize that, there's people out there that, I don't know if it's because we're Walmart or if it's just truck drivers in general, but, no telling what people will say about you. I mean, this is one tall tale, the way they told me, and absolutely 100% not true. And so, now I look back on it and I think, it probably wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing to happen because it made me realize, always keep an eye out what's going on and know exactly everything that happens around you, because one day that may happen to you where somebody tells a big tall tale and you're having to answer to all that. But, I think that where I work at, they understand that happens a lot. So they're not going to make a big deal out of it. They just have to make sure they say something. But I never forgot that, or the way they described it. Traffic was crossed up. They were smoking tires. The whole intersection was in pandemonium. And I'm like, really? So that's my story about the Roseburg store. Needless to say, I changed my first load of the week after that. I was like, no more of that. I'll just get some other store. Apparently they don't like me around there. So on my way to Hermiston, and it's Sunday, so it's awfully quiet. So I'm guessing just a smooth ride. I won't make it there tonight, but I'll be there in the morning pretty early. All right, I'll update you when I get wherever I'm getting. All right, the day is over. So I made it to Roseburg, Oregon, which is here on the Columbia River. Matter of fact, parked next to, I don't know if you can see that or not, Bob's Texas T-Bone. If any of you know where that is. Anyway, I don't even think it's open anymore, but good place to park. So pretty nice up here by the Columbia River here in the gorge. Always a breeze blowing and not too hot, not too cool, just right. So anyway, I'll finish up by going into Hermiston in the morning there. And yeah, so enjoyed the nice ride. Got, what did I get? I got 567 miles. I got the activity at the store for just drop and hook. And then, so I made $395. Remember, on my first day back, there's no layover pay because I didn't lay over the night before I was home. So it always comes up a bit short. But, yeah, not bad considering I shut down 40 minutes early. I could have drove 40 more minutes, but it's not enough time to make it up to Boardman, Oregon, and there's really no good place to park, and I really didn't want to just park off the side of the road or something. Actually, there's not much along the side of the road going up that way. So, not a bad day. So that's my Monday. It's actually Sunday, but it's my Monday. And, yep, so I'll be back tomorrow and tell you some more about it. Don't forget to subscribe. I really need it. I appreciate everybody that has. Thanks. All right, you guys have a great day.